In February 2026, the National Bureau of Statistics in Nigeria rebased the Consumer Price Index, and our inflation rate stood at 15.06%. But this figure does not truly reflect how Nigerians have been living. Fuel is now above 1,000 naira. Diesel is now above 1,400 naira. Kerosene is now above 2,000 naira. With this data, it is clear that energy has become the major cost of living. More importantly, inflation is not experienced equally. A civil servant, a trader, a farmer, and even the driver on the street, they live through different economic realities, which is far removed from the national average. Now, it is clear that energy influences everything. Your transportation will increase because of energy, which is the fuel. Food prices will go up because of the transport. Energy, everything follows energy, including your rent. But your salary will not increase. Anyway, I digress. Now let's come back to the inflation structure. Food inflation is actually higher than the national average according to the National Bureau of Statistics. But this is supposed to be a sign of relief, yeah? No, it is not. It's actually a warning signal. Because even with rising food prices, Nigerians are simply cutting back to survive. This suggests that purchasing power is weakening. People are not consuming more. They're actually consuming less because incomes can no longer keep up. And for low-income households who spend majorly on transportation and food, inflation can feel far higher for them, often closer to 30 to 40% in practical terms. Nigeria rebased the Consumer Price Index in 2024 and the reference point was 100. Now in 2026, it's between 127 to 130. But market prices did not reset or even reduce. Fuel, transportation, food, energy, they are still high. But this data does not capture skipped meals, unpaid bills, and even closed shops. Energy impacts Nigerians differently based on how it is used across the economy. Petrol drives mobility. Diesel powers production and small businesses. Kerosene and cooking gas support household survival. Same shock, unequal burden. Now this is where structure is important. Corruption in Nigeria today is not just about money, it's about controlled advantage. Who has access and who does not? Access to foreign exchange, access to waivers, and access to insider economic benefits. Evidence from the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund shows that these kind of distortions can actually shape how economic shocks are experienced. While many Nigerians face full market costs, others are shielded. So when energy drives the economy, but access to protection is unequal, the outcomes are very much predictable. Widening inequality and shrinking living standards for many Nigerians. At Accountability Lab Nigeria, we strongly believe that accountability means economic decisions must produce fair and shared outcomes, not selective survival.